Bill here with the Metals Minute. Today is Monday, October 24th, 2022. Well, we have a broad base building on premiums for all silver and gold products, less so in the platinum space. So there's still some relative bargains in platinum in terms of premium. But platinum is a little bit different metal. It's one I've recommended in the past and continue to. I think it's a good bargain. But let's talk about some of the other premiums we're seeing. They have increased from anywhere from 2 to 4 times in the last year or so. And it's been a broad base of building that we've seen. Unlike the spikes during the pandemic or during the downturn in the markets in 2020, there were spikes. This has been a broad base of building premiums. And there's a few reasons for that. One reason is when we look at silver eagles, there's been a tremendous amount of demand for not only silver eagles, but also for silver rounds in the marketplace. And one of the stories we hear is they're having trouble getting blanks, so there's not enough blanks being made. Actually, we're producing more blanks than ever in history. But what's happening is that the demand for rounds has increased. A lot of Americans have been buying silver rounds, and so that's reduced the amount of silver available to be turned into blanks for coins. And another item that's of interest is 45%, well, a little over 45% of silver investment for 2021 was made by Americans. So physical silver that people invest in around the world, 45% of it has been Americans. As people are waking up to the realities of inflation, and more people are beginning to understand what happens to, or what can happen to our currencies over time. And so there's been a huge increase, and it's still a minuscule amount of savings. Just a fraction of a percent of the savings of Americans has gone into silver. But that's been enough savings to equal 45% of all silver, physical silver, purchased as an investment. So Americans are waking up, and this trend of the premiums has encompassed virtually every type of silver coin or blank, and also the rounds. And for example, the silver eagle premiums are nearly 100% right now. And other sovereign coins are also higher than normal, but they're closer to 6 or 7%. And the wait times have gotten long for a lot of the alternative coins, such as the Krugerrand silver or the Philharmonics. The Maple Leafs, not so long of a wait time for them, but the premiums are still higher on every type of sovereign coin than it was just a couple years ago. And what it seems like, and we've talked about this in previous articles, that we're moving to a situation where the physical price of the metal becomes the real price that people most often think of, instead of the spot price and then the price to get the metal. There's such a divergence now, and we're moving towards a situation where it's going to be the physical metal price is the only one that people are concerned about as we move forward. Gold, we're seeing something similar. Used to be you could get gold eagles for $50 some over the spot price per ounce for 1 ounce coin. Now it's averaging $212, and a lot of the metal products, gold and silver, you can get at or above spot to sell. So there's just a lot more interest in physical gold and silver these days, and that's why we're seeing the premiums, the divergence between spot and premium. Now, there's a lot of things going on in the world right now. We have the Hang Seng index, which is Hong Kong's main stock market index. It's down to levels that it hasn't seen since about 2009. So, in other words, the last 12, 13 years of gains have just been wiped off the index there. And so there's increased authoritarianism coming into China. Most China watchers believe they're stepping more in the direction of totalitarianism as they get rid of other influential leaders in their cabinet and in their government. And it's so that's a concern for investors that have previously been investing in Asia. There's uncertainty there. Of course, the war situation with Russia, and over the weekend, the defense minister of Russia has contacted about 5 other countries, including the United States and Great Britain, discussing the possibilities and what they believe will be a dirty nuclear bomb that's set off in Ukraine. And there's going to be a huge dispute about who's doing that. Is it Ukraine? Is it Russia? So that creates a lot of uncertainty in the world. Nuclear threats going back and forth is not a good situation. We've seen the nuclear, or the missiles rather, of North Korea. They've been launching those over Japan and towards Japan. And over the weekend, they also took ships and sailed into waters that traditionally are off limits to North and South Korean vessels. It's like a buffer zone in the sea, and North Korea has been violating that. We've had shots fired by South Korea, so there's just a lot of things up in the air. Our own strategic petroleum reserve is at, some have said we've got 25 days left of diesel fuel in the United States. So there's just some things going on. It's creating the idea of people looking for security, and that's why the increased demand for physical metal. And so I would say get used to the premiums. We'll probably see them like that until metal reprices to the point that the premium is the least of the cost. Unlike today, where it's half of the cost of a silver eagle coin. So I believe that's indicating that we're going to see higher metals prices. And we looked at what was going on Wall Street on Friday. We told you about that. And we've seen the prices increase significantly on physical gold and silver since then. So keep an eye on things, and we'll keep an eye on it and let you know what we hear. And thank you for tuning in. Have a great week.